the ball around a lot in this offense in the past game. The last couple of games, you've certainly had a couple of big games over almost 100 yards last week. Obviously, big game at San Diego State. Is something changed for you? It seems to me you're becoming more of a go-to guy, and you're one of the veterans. Is that something you picked up your game or taken on more on your own to kind of be maybe one of those go-to guys, or what's kind of happened in these last few weeks to where you certainly have been at least more of a big part of this offense?
Well, the offense has changed, evolved over the course of the season. We got a great group of receivers out there, and any guy could go for 100 plus any game. So fortunately, I've been that guy for the last 2 games. And hopefully I can keep it going, but I'm only as good as the offense is. So.
Right. Do you feel like you're more of a go-to guy as maybe you were 3-4 weeks ago or earlier in the season? Does it feel that way to you?
I think a little bit. I think Brett and I have established a connection, more than we did at the beginning of the season. But at the same time, you've got lots of scoring touchdowns. You got Josh scoring touchdowns last week. So he has that connection with all the receivers. So it's our part to make sure that the connection stays strong.
Right. Talk a lot every time you guys play Air Force how it's hard to prepare for what they do offensively. But when you prepare for them, what's it like for you guys? Is it a lot different getting ready for Air Force as it is any other team in this league as far as what they do defensively, or is it more routine, I guess, so to speak, since they don't run crazy, schemes that maybe you don't see all the time?
Yeah, they definitely run a lot of different schemes, a lot of different blitzes, a lot of different coaches that we have to be prepared for. And we know that going into this week of practice. We're going to have to execute at all levels on offense come Saturday. And we got to make sure we do a great job of doing that, leading up to the weekend.
Their secondary is a pretty veteran group, been around a while. What makes them good, and what are the challenges in front of you guys as receivers to get open and find holes to make some plays?
They're very aggressive. They disguise their coverages very well. So we've got to be ready for anything. Like you said, they're a very veteran group. So they have that experience on their side, whereas we have a very young group of receivers. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how we take that on as receivers, and hopefully we can overcome it.
Right. The senior class has not beaten Air Force yet. Obviously, you're not a senior. You still got chances. What would it mean? Obviously, we're in mid-November. Every conference game is big. What would it mean to get Air Force for the first time in about 5 years for this program?
Speaking like for the seniors, having not beaten Air Force, they've been here, it obviously changed them, but it'll be huge for this program, especially with postseason implications on the line. Winning some games, especially finishing strong here in November, so we can ultimately win the season.
Right. I know it was bad news to hear that Golly's going to be out for the season, but your thoughts on that, and your thoughts of Cody Sutton now getting his red shirt pulled off and a chance to probably help this team in some critical games down the stretch. Your thoughts on those two things?
Unfortunately, what happened to Golly, it's heartbreaking. Me and Golly are really close, so it was hard to see that. But at the same time, you got to throw the next guy in. Cody being a redshirt freshman, dropping his redshirt for this game. We've seen a lot of great things out of Cody in practice, and we're excited. As offense, we're going to throw the next guy in there and support him 100%.
All right, sounds good, Chris.